Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to the Christopher Marc Show. So today I have the privilege of introducing you guys to an amazing, she's, it's hard to describe her because, you do so many things, you help so many people, and you are so diverse in what you do. And this is going to be an interesting one. So hope you guys enjoy. Patricia, can you tell everybody your full name and what do you do?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for the intro, the opportunity to just kind of share the story. So my name is Patricia Stellamares, and I am, in my present form, an artist. I paint. I'm writing 2 books, actually. And then my full-time job currently is serving healing retreats for folks.
Wow. So how did this all start? When did you know, well, number one, that you were an artist?
It's funny because I recently heard someone say that in the context of the healing work, like, people are chosen at birth for this. And I thought, well, shit, nobody chose me at birth for this. But then I started reflecting and I kept hearing it over and over. And I was like, but maybe I was, because, I don't know. When it comes to art, I was born into like a family that had really artistic men, and but art wasn't valued. So it was like super talented artists that like just did it like at night after work or whatever. Yeah. And so I was like fortunate to get exposed to oil painting at a really young age and kind of thrown to it with my brothers and doing different types of like figurative painting and abstract painting. And so I got that from an early age. And only in the last year have I really started taking myself seriously as an artist.
So when did you know that this was something that you were going to kind of like actually step into? Like, it was like, okay, I get that you were kind of like starting it and able to pack it seriously, but like, when did you say, okay, you know what, this is going to be a thing that I'm going to kind of embed into everything else that I'm doing?
Yeah, so I've had a lot of skills. I like did a lot of arts and crafts and stuff throughout different stages. And then professionally, I studied art history and business. And so I ended up going to business and always had really creative jobs in a corporate context. But the creativity was expressed through a website that was like selling pants. So it wasn't as meaningful as what I'm doing now. And I just kind of like itched for more. And ultimately for me, it took, the last kind of coming out of a divorce, I started to create and pulled out my paints again and painting in like what I call like the shoebox collection. It like everything fit into a shoebox, and I was like traveling the country and just like painting here and there. Yeah. That was like in 2020. And then in 2024, I had a brain injury that like completely altered my life and my capabilities. And so one of the best things I found kind of intuitively and then was validated with my doctors is that art has so many benefits for neuroplasticity and regaining things that have been lost through things like a brain injury. So then I was like, I couldn't do so many things I had done before, but then I came into that and I was like, well, because you can't do these other things that were a distraction from art, maybe you should just do the art that you really actually wanted to do. And like, yeah.
So when it comes to your artistry, like what inspires you, like behind it? Like what's the, because most people, like when they're creating, they're like, okay, I love this because it's helping me to heal from this. So what is the thing that your art is helping you?
What I really like to do is capture like impermanence, and particularly when it comes to like fleeting emotions or fleeting moments. And for me, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but there's this like wheel of emotions in my therapist's office, and it's like all of them. Yeah. And coming into the realization that there shouldn't be like a category that we don't connect to. Like, oh, I'm not allowed to be sad because someone told me that. I'm not allowed to be this or that. I only can be happy. So I really look at that wheel and I ask myself, like, what am I avoiding? What emotions am I telling myself I can't have? Or maybe what emotions are like really driving me right now? And like, how can I process that artistically? So it's a very like spiritual process for me. And it kind of starts with like the creation is therapeutic. It's very much like I'm like calling in guidance from my guides and from spirituality. And asking, like, what do I need to heal right now? How can I capture the moment of this grief, this passing thing, but then channel it into something larger that basically for viewers creates a collective healing. So ultimately it becomes way outside of myself. And then once it's created, it's like, it belongs to the viewers. It's no longer, I can tell you the meaning, I can tell you what it meant for me to create it, but I really love bringing people into, the paintings and like letting them experience it like unencumbered.
So what's your what piece have you created that really defines you?
So,
and can you show us? I don't know if you're open to showing.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually looking at it right now. So this is a very recent piece. Let's see. So.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's amazing. Okay, so tell me the story behind this one.
Well, and so one thing is also you have this direction. I guess there's this one, and then it's also, really they can go in any orientation, but there's another view.
Okay.
So what is your experience of it?
So the other way reminds me of like a masquerade mask. That's what I saw. And then but then now that you flip it around, I can also see like the top wings of a butterfly.
Yeah. And there's actually two of this. This is the first time I created two. So here it looks a lot more like a butterfly.
Right.
And you can put the other piece, it's like sister, which is the same shape, but in a different color palette to really be like a fully articulated butterfly.
So what was it for you? What was the message?
Yeah, so let me get this back out of the way.
No, no worries.
So for me, I had this experience when I was younger, or many experiences where I would always like write and journal.
Yeah.
But my diaries would be found, and like I would get great consequences for just freely writing. And so then I like made my like handwriting so bad that like even I couldn't read it. Like if anybody finds this, they won't be able to read it. And so part of me like coming into healing and recognizing that like my voice is not, shouldn't have consequences and like, stuff like that. I shouldn't be silenced. So for this piece and its sister, what I did was I started writing a lot of the things that were holding me back. So the first one was about forgiveness. So like forgiveness is weakness. Like what were you told? What are we all told about forgiveness? What keeps us from forgiving each other? What keeps us like stuck and like separate and apart? And so that was kind of that piece that you write, then you paint, then you do all this other stuff. And then it's like it's like an 8-hour process of like using plant medicine, using herbs, like burning sage, and just being in the studio and having like no interruptions and not leaving the canvas until I know that it's done. So that one was forgiveness. There's a whole bunch behind it. It was like decades of work. And then I was like, she needs a sister, because I felt like I did want to continue the wings and continue with other shapes. And so this one that I just showed is compassion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So do you find that do you dream about your pieces before you do them?
Yes, I had the word forgiveness on my whiteboard right here for like the last 3 months. And one day I just wrote forgiveness. You're going to paint about it. And I was like, I'm not ready to forgive these people though. So I guess I'm going to have to do that, because it's always like, you got to do that first. You got to do the work, because you can't ask anybody to go somewhere that you haven't yourself gone. So I had some really like 4 people that were like deep, like I had to forgive. For myself, I had to. So I just kept looking at the board and I'm like, yeah, we're not painting today because we haven't forgiven them yet. And so, yeah, it's like, then one day you do all this work outside of the studio, and then it's like, I wake up, it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, yeah, I thought I was going to paint it next week, but I guess I'm going to paint it like right now. So that was how that day started.
So when you get into actually like painting everything that you're doing, do you feel like at a certain point, like in the midst of it, do you kind of stop and pause and just like, yes, a yes, I'm gonna take it as a yes, okay?
Yes.
Tell me why.
How did you know? It's a great question. It's really funny how I pause. Yeah.
Okay. Why do you stop and pause?
So when I'm creating, once I start actually with the paint, it's like I feel like I channel and I don't think about like my hands and my skills. I'm like, just lead me. So I don't think it's going to look like a butterfly. It's going to look like a mess. I'm just like flowing. Everything is like coming through.
Yeah.
And so your question about like when I pause is I'm constantly turning it in all directions because I don't want to like get stuck.
Right.
And I don't want to have the opinion that like it needs to go this way because it's abstract art. And I want the viewers to like turn it any way. They can make it diagonal if they choose. And so, I get really, I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, wait a second, don't get too comfortable on this side. And so then I'll turn it. And then usually I just keep painting. I don't pause. Maybe I'll pause for a little bit. But then once I get to a point where I'm like, what the hell have I just created? And I'm not done, but I'm like, what am I looking at? Like, this is the week I asked as I'm like, what just happened? What is this? What am I looking at? Okay, where do I want to go next? And then this like little inner critic is like, do you like it? Well, hell yeah, I like it. But like, what are other people going to think? And I'm like, yeah, you're not done yet. Keep going. And so then, so yeah. And the last time, the first blue and green one in the other room was like, I just like sat down in the corner of my studio and I was like just staring at it like, what did I just create? And like, how are other people going to perceive it without any of my context?
Yeah.
And it's really fun. I love doing that. I love imagining it like, and then how it's going to be in a gallery. And that's why I created two, because this one I want to show it in two directions, but it's very like not art gallery etiquette to like turn a painting every 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you got to create two. You show one like this and one like this. And maybe at some point like two vertically.
So when did you become so open-minded? Were you always kind
of, no, I was always like,
this is,
like
be free and
painfully open-minded. Like I couldn't conform to like rules and stuff. I was like a little Catholic school girl and I just could not hang with the rules. And I was getting into so much trouble because I was just like, this can't be the only way that the world works.
Yeah, you know what? You find some people they become so focused on their perspective on reality that when you say, okay, well, you can do this as well, or you can try it this way or that way, they're like, no, it's like, it has to be this way. This is the only way. There's no other way. So that's an amazing quality that you have, to be able to be open and, to open yourself up to, it seems as if though you open yourself up to criticism, like from the door. Yeah. Like that's a powerful thing to be able to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think like in the contrast of my parents, who we haven't seen evidence of their ability to receive like critical feedback from partners, religious leaders, whoever, family.
Right.
So really was like that thing like I used to be like really like not open to criticism and feedback. So it's like what I experienced and I thought that it was cool. And then I just like find like we can go so much further together. And we all have so many different perspectives. So I think it's really good. I think especially if you're creating something that you want to be not just for yourself. Like if you just want it for yourself, then you don't need to bring in critics, if you so choose. But when you want to create something that's like meaningful to others, then it's really important to like bring in others. And that's a big part of like art. If you do any art practice in education, the art critiques were painful for me. Like when I started, just the most painful thing I could experience. And now I actively seek it out and I'm like, quick, come see what I did. What is it? Like, what do you think? Is it okay? Like, and like all the different interpretations and stuff helps give me that context outside of like my own kind of like selfish ideas.
What I found that, for people, it's like your subconscious winds up creating your art pieces.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and it's like, most people look at it like, okay, well, what is like, it's weird. It's like, it's a message that comes from you, but it also comes through you.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this message might be for someone else. This might actually help heal someone else. And it's like,
Yes.
I thought in your mind, you think, I thought this was for me. I
Yeah.
thought, but then you see someone else's reaction. And they say, this is exactly what I needed.
Yes. Like, I see it as like, I'm just the vessel. Like, I think that I'm irrelevant,
Yeah.
but I know I am, but I really like surrender control in this context. And I'm like, guide me to the greatest collective healing for something beyond myself. It is to leave my house, go somewhere else, and like provoke like reflection, change, growth, beauty, joy, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But I want it to like provoke something. And I want it to be positive, but it can't always be.
No, it can't, because you have to always keep in mind that even though it's not for you, it is something that you're a part of the impact of it. You're part of the effect that it's going to have on other people. So that's just
And I'm part of like
reward in itself. Yeah.
the steward and the storyteller of it,
Yeah. So do you find that you're like where you're at now in your life, do you feel accomplished? Do you feel like there's some things you're trying to work on? What is it?
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
What
I'm
is
always
it?
still working, and it's fun as hell,
Yeah. What is it that you're proud of? You're most proud of?
I'm really proud of like my health and happiness. There's a lot of really big shifts I've taken in kind of all categories of my life where I just insisted on more. It's like, this can't be the healthiest and happiest that I'm capable of. And there's always more, and it takes time. Sometimes you have to do your healing and then go live your life, and then you come back to more. But I'm just so grateful for like what I've been able to do like in this body in this lifetime, and to know that, and to hope that I still have much more time here to kind of continue that work. And I think now I'm at a place where I feel like the change, I hope, is slowing from the last decade. And I hope that I can really like simmer in like the joy and the peace and the happiness that I've created for myself, and like safety. So, but we'll see.
So do you find that you the journey that you're on spiritually, like how would you define it? Like what kind of theme is it?
Did you say like what would be a theme for it, for my spiritual journey?
What theme is your spiritual journey? Like how would you define your spiritual journey thus far? I know, right? I know you got to but sometimes it has
Because I know it from like the moment I was bored.
yeah like it has a there's a message with it that you're carrying. Like what would you say that is?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Take your time.
I think a lot of it has to do with like freeing women from silence and abuse.
Right.
In terms of a message. And I think that's been like my journey, is like you had to go through so much to understand and relate to and tell these stories in a way that's not like, well, I read in the textbook that this might be how you deal with grief, right?
Yeah.
It's like actually living it in the most like painful, ugly, what did you call it? Like what did you say? What was it? Do you remember what I referred to the other day? Like something not being pretty, like the messages from God.
Yes, it's never pretty. Because it was one of my my episodes that I posted up on YouTube. You're ready. Oh, you wrote it down. Okay.
Yeah, and basically like the journey. Yeah, I've got a couple quotes from you on my desk now. The journey has been like not pretty and not smooth, and like painful. I had chronic pain for like a decade that we couldn't figure out. I've had a lot of medical things on top of like the emotional things that were all connected.
Yeah.
And at times it was like you could imagine like a chain of all these like ideas and stories and things that we're stuck in. And at times it's like miraculous and it's instant, a chain breaks and you're never going to believe that thing again. And it's never going to hold weight over you. And sometimes you have to keep revisiting that same belief, that same story over years and grow. And then also as like society grows, then we all learn more together if we're paying attention. So then it's like, wow, like my idea of being a woman, my idea of being a partner, my idea of being a professional, of being a leader has changed so much from, you know, those little moments where I remember still watching TV and hearing like often that like if women were leaders politically, that we would be bombing the world every month when she has her period, and believing it and truly believing it and thinking like, I would be a dangerous leader. Like, I better yield and let the men take care of things.
Yeah.
And that's stuff where it just took time for all of us to recognize like the ridiculousness of that.
So let me ask you this. So the women that you've impacted thus far, how many were there? How many are there have you impacted?
I couldn't say. Because like we all meet people every day and sometimes it's so brief and they stick with us.
Yeah. What was the one person that you came across that not only let you know where you are, but also let you know that you're on the right path?
Yeah, I guess one of the themes from the last like 3 women that I've worked like more deeply with, related to like, I guess trying to think, I feel like there's like maybe like 3 things. It's like, so like the voice is a big one. There's a lot of ways that we as women have been silenced from a young age. And then when we exercise our voice as adults, we're continued to be like silenced or invalidated. So I think voice has been a big thing, is like, as I've learned to use and exercise mine, then I've had people say to me, like, I'm better able to, whether it's like setting boundaries with people that are harmful or just speaking up, even speaking up and making positive contributions, because they realize like, I am a damn leader, you know. Their body, you know, really a lot of programming around our bodies, how we should perform the role of being women in our appearance and our voice, you know, in the discomfort of our clothing, to satisfy the male gaze or to get attention or whatever it is that we've all been doing for a long time, men and women, in relation to women's bodies.
Yeah.
And then I think also difference. So like I am wired differently, like from a neurodivergent standpoint. And I thought it was weird for a long time. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not weird. I'm actually kind of cool. And I just do things differently. And by accepting that within myself, then I've had these 3 women who are also coming into this realization that they're also neurodivergent, and understanding like, there's more people like me, there's more ways that we can express ourselves as women and not feel like we need to fit in a box, and understanding that there's like countless infinite ways of like being a woman and representing that, that you can find you can kind of carve your own path too. So yeah, I just had someone this weekend tell me that of all the different facilitators they could work with for a retreat, why did they choose me? They know 500 because of their work. And it's like, something about how I carry myself as a woman creates meaning for you and how you see yourself, and the question of like, what colors should I wear? Like all that kind of stuff.
You know, it's funny you say that, because a lot of times, so for me, I grew up in a hair salon, like, you know, when I was younger. So I was always around women. So, you know, it's funny that you say that, because I always tell people that, you know, for women, they go through a lot of different feelings and emotions, and especially when it comes down to how they're seen. Like, you might think to yourself, okay, well, she's dressed a certain way,
Hmm.
and it's for you to kind of like, to be sexually attracted, but it might not be that. It might be implied that today she felt like, hey, I want to be me.
Hmm.
And that's the part where it's like, for, as men, we kind of like look at it and say, what? We get confused by that.
You don't even have to think about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are people going to interpret if my cargo shorts are like 2 inches shorter today, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And what is the message, right? What is the message that is implying? And so sometimes we forget that, before this person walked out, they're saying to themselves, oh, well, you walked out and you did this intentionally. You wanted
right.
this reaction, you wanted this response, you wanted this. And then, but in their minds, they're probably saying to themselves, not really. I just wanted to walk outside and go and,
Yeah.
look the way I look.
There's so many examples of that I could just bore you with all day, but it's really wild.
Right. What do you, in your growth of actually helping people through what you do,
Yeah.
what is the main impact that you've made thus far?
See, I wouldn't like boil that down because it's
I know, right? I know it's hard, right?
ultimately what I want to do is I want to provide something that like can help create change that's lasting. And so a lot of it for me is like, I want to see how people grow over time. And the work that I do is sometimes where you'll come back to it. You'll come back in 6 months or 3 months over time, and you just keep like breaking those chains of these ideas that are holding you, that are keeping you sick and unwell and affecting your relationships, affecting, your inner critic. And so I think like what's really cool is that it's an unfolding process. So what I see on the final day of a retreat, we have like an integration, we discuss, we have like a 4-hour process of like, what's next for you based on what you just experienced. And that's great. We could talk about that. But then it's like, the week after, a month later, 3 months later, I continue to stay in touch with people and I continue to hear like really powerful stories. And that's where like it takes that time to heal and to process and to live and to witness and go back into your life and see yourself in a different way. So it's like not something I can just like, just like without like, here's the summary, because it's like, it's really profound and it's working in so many different directions with people that are tackling so many different difficult experiences in their lives.
It sounds like you kind of do a lot of hand holding, and hand holding, but not in the way like.
It's like a tour guide. It's like, come with me. I'm gonna take you on a journey and a trip, and I'm gonna like guide you along the way.
Yeah.
But I'm also gonna leave you for that free time on the vacation where it's like you do some work and I'm not here now, and then I come back and then I'm like, let's keep going. Where are you? Where do you want to go next? And it does make it simpler. It's kind of like having almost like a loving mother, like a really, and for some people that maybe haven't experienced the safety of like a safe home or a safe like woman who is encouraging them, to the direction that they want to go, then yes, I can hold your hand and guide you, but ultimately it's like up to them to choose like where it is that they want to go at this time in their lives, and also how hard are you going to push on this hike? Like, do you want to go up over a mountain today, or are you freaking tired and you just want to like chill and like sit by the beach? Then that's what we're going to do, like metaphorically speaking, in the context of like the work.
What I see with what you do, like as far as how you help people, is it's kind of like your art. It's like, how like you were like moving the frame around in all these different angles, and it's like you when you see a person, it seems like you just kind of like from the door, it's like, okay, so let me turn your body around. I'm going to turn your body upside down, and then I'm going to turn it back around.
I'm going to shake you.
And this is what you need, like right now. This is what I'm kind of gathering. And
yeah, with a lot of consent. It's like an ongoing process. Can I shake you? Okay, I'm going to shake you.
These turns, okay? I want you to let you know that I'm going to turn you around. But this is consent, though. I'm letting you know. Okay.
Yeah, and it's funny because I actually, with my canvases, like, I sometimes do a lot of shaking to like move things around and like energetically move it. But I also studied massage in more of an Eastern modality where we do like rocking, shaking, tapping. So like tapping, like rocking, shaking to release like energetic blockages. So it's kind of funny because like, yeah, I do. I really do. That's a good way to describe it. But it's like they're in the driver's seat because they've chosen me to be their guide. And so it's their journey. And I'm here and I can witness, I can guide it. But they're the one who's going to be walking the steps on that trail. Like I can't put them in a wagon and just like roll them along.
Yeah. You know, I mean, like when you first started, were you kind of like, okay, maybe being a guide means leading? Like, did you ever kind of like, did that confuse you at some point?
Say that again?
So you know how like when you first get started with helping people, sometimes we tend to misconstrue that guiding means leading, like instead of, like leading someone's life to what they're, from your perspective of what they may need, instead of allowing them to actually go through the process. And
I think
there as like a sounding board.
Yeah, I think like some people who are trained in like traditional therapy or like medical providers, they see themselves like up here and they see like, I have this knowledge that you don't possess.
Yeah.
So you come to me and I tell you what to do, but you don't really tell me what to do, you know? And it's a hierarchical structure. So I just believe in non-hierarchical structures just across the board. And I would love them to be everywhere they're not. But that's what I do in my work is like, let's try to figure it out together. You know, what do you know about this? What do I know about this? And it's like an active discussion and process. It's a very collaborative thing.
Did that surprise people? Like the fact that you are that way?
Yeah. And I've had really good feedback about that too. Like I went to a retreat and I was told that trauma is bad. It's always bad. Like someone like read something in a textbook and then they're just like repeating it. And it's like, what? You know? Or like just these like weird, like people have these prescriptive ideas because I think that a lot of people want in their work to have a recipe and they want to repeat that recipe. But like, this isn't McDonald's, you know, I can't put it into this thing that I'm just gonna like make across the country consistently the same because it's just so much depends on the situation of the individual and the stage that they're at. So yeah.
Most people want to it's really what they want is they want to scale what they do. So minds are like, okay, well, I don't want this to be customized anymore. I'm looking to figure out, can I simplify this in a way where, you know, I'm just, okay, you do this, you do that, you need this, you need that. This is what you need now. This is what you need later. Like, and for some people, they don't understand that everyone's different. Like, I'm sure even during this interview, right? It's like people are learning from you and taking in so much. You know, and that's something that I couldn't give them. I'm like, hey, listen, you're you. But it's also the energy that you have and how you see life from your perspective. So it's funny how like you can't really box that thing up.
Right. And like some people, they really do want to be led, and they really struggle to not be given a recipe. But there's no certainties in life. There's no like, if you do it this way, it's all going to work out. That's what we're constantly promised and marketed.
Yeah.
But it's not the reality. And we spend a lot of time suffering, wondering, why was I doing this thing, whether it's capitalism, whether it's being a wife, being a husband, being a parent, in the way that you were told would be good or right or righteous.
Yeah.
And you're sick and you're anxious and you're depressed and you may be suicidal. And you're like, I did all the things that they told me. And what do I have? And I'm not well. And like, so I think, I feel like we each have we really do have our own fingerprint, but I think to how we live and how we carry ourselves as well. Yeah. So like you mentioned, you asked something and I was like thinking about it because it's more of like a bed and breakfast model. And we're at the venue right now where I am. And I had somebody who was a mother who was just super tired. And like her experience here was very restful. Like it was like a bubble party in the backyard, just like chilling in the sun with a blanket and a journal and coloring books. And then like, just like laying on the couch, looking at the art, like just super like restorative, and like rest was like on the menu, and then there was like another person who was also a mother, at a very different stage in life and motherhood, and was like going through the grief of an abusive partner, and was very like physically active, like I believe in like it with anger, like you have to like get your hands in the dirt and like move things around to like release it. So it was like, let's have a damn funeral. Let's go dig a hole, write a eulogy, make a fire, do a cold plunge, like very like active, because that's like where she wanted to go on this trip. And that's where it led. And it was, none of it was planned. It's all intuitively in the moment, staying in touch, being really close with consent and options, and always having like multiple options where it's like on a path, there's multiple. When you're doing this hike, you're like, am I going left, right, center? Okay, great. We did that. Okay, now we go left, right, center. Here we go. And it's like the whole thing is like that, instead of like a linear, like, here's how I heal you.
Right. And I think that's that is where people are, like when you become attached to what they need at the time. And it says a lot about how you how diverse you are, because most people can't adapt to that. They're usually like, okay, listen, I want people or clients, I want people who just lay around all day. And I'm just, because I like lay around clients. I like, you know what I mean? And that's all you really want. And so it's so funny because you had to go through everything you went through to get to this point.
Exactly.
So that you can help all these different types of people. And I think people don't realize that that's a huge thing, to be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's so small, And
it brings me so much joy. Like I had tried when I was 16 to do other healing things, and I was like, girl, you got some healing to do. You're nowhere in a position to be doing this work. I was like, I'm going to work with people and dying and death when I'm 16. And it was just like, I can't hold that. I couldn't hold that. And I could barely hold myself. And then I had to like hold myself and hold other people and heal. And then now it's like, finally arrived, and I'm so grateful to be as young as I am and as like happy and healthy as I am, to feel like I see so much longevity here. And I feel like this now, I do realize, I feel like this is maybe what, like not maybe, this is what I was born for, and this is what every trial and tribulation, fire and initiation was for. Because you're in it and you're like, why me? Why do I have to suffer? Why did I have to lose this person that I loved? Or why was I betrayed in this way? Or why am I sick like this? And why did I just become disabled? Or like, and it's like, if you can get through the worst of that, then you can look back and realize like how those made you who you are, like truly. Like I thought that was like just a bunch of garbage until I just kept getting thrown into all of these like big, heavy spiritual initiations that I'm like, every single thing led me here now. And it's why I get to hold space in so many different areas, like domestic violence, sexual assault, childhood abuse, PTSD, recovering from brain injury, like, and more, because I've done it. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy to share,
That like the part, that sharing part, that's not because most people become, it's funny, but most people don't become transparent healers. And you know what I mean? Because
But I guess that's being an artist. That's what makes me, is it because I'm an artist?
yes.
Artists. I always say this, like, I don't know. Do you listen to Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I really listen to her a lot when I
Yeah.
create, and I always say this when people criticize her, well, she didn't write that well technically, or well, she didn't do this. And they're generally not creators who are doing that. But I'm like, do you know how damn lucky we are that she gave us more than 1 or 2 albums? Like, every album meant that she had to like pour her heart out in the studio and go like cry in front of probably a bunch of men, be like, he broke my heart again, right? And they're just like, okay, this is a girl, like, and she's had so much criticism in the media and all this stuff. And like, I'm like, do you know how fucking lucky we are? Like, that, like, she shared her heartbreak with us. She lived it. She overcame it. She wrote about it. Then she sang about it. Then she recorded it. Then she published it for us. Unlike us losers who are going to tear it apart. So that inspires me, because it's like, you didn't just live it, you gotta express it for yourself, and then you take it, you create it into something that's palatable, that other people can feel like, I feel understood, I feel seen. And so many other people, beyond Taylor, but we can look at so many artists and think like, I just think, wow, I'm so grateful that they shared with the public and that they did it more than once. Because when you do it once and you get criticized, you may never do it again. Many artists, they just stop sharing.
You need something. You need that outlet, because without it, it's like it's like some people look at it and say, okay, what makes you a great artist? And most times what people don't realize is that what makes you a great artist is what you've overcome. And not only that, but there's always that within your pain and everything you go through, there's always that spark of thing that you're going to do that's going to heal someone else. Mm-hmm. It's like someone can look at your art and say, they can feel the pain. You can feel it, but then you can also see like the hope and the forgiveness and passion, and so when you see both sides of it, it's like that's the part where it separates you from just saying, okay, let me just store all this emotion up inside of me, and just say, okay, I'm not going to express myself ever,
right
never, I'm just going to allow it to be dormant. And you don't realize that people need you, like they need what's inside of you, mm-hmm. because without you, then people can't, go on to their next journey. Like today, I did a segment on how we all hold different spaces in life, mm-hmm. and how that the spaces that we hold allows for us to heal, to evolve, and grow. And mm-hmm. then once we are finished being within that space, we move on to the next space. So that way someone else can be in the space that we were in.
Yes. Yes.
And that's how it goes. It's like, so from everything you've done now, what is your goals? What are some future goals for you? What are you trying to achieve now? And do you feel like you're good?
I think I'm finally ready to be seen. Like, I think I felt like I was oppressed for a long time, and it really took me a lot of healing to be able to use my voice. And so, I think really being seen is important, because when you risk putting yourself out in the public for what it is that, you've come through, you've experienced, the things that we're not supposed to talk about, mm-hmm. then other people can feel like seen, and then they can show themselves to other people. Because just meeting one really authentic person, just recently I just met one really authentic person, and each time that I see them, I become more authentic myself. And they say the same to me. And then, well, now we have 2. Well, now we have 3. Well, now we've got a whole crew of people that are doing this and mirroring it back to each other, and then, and then everybody else. And so, so I think it's really important to like grow into being seen. And then it's like, what do you want to say? And that's something I always ask myself with every creation and every stage. It's always evolving, because what I'm capable of today is very different than what I'm going to be capable of in 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now. So I think for me, the biggest thing that I ask for is to be able to use my gifts for the greatest good. And that means like my gifts, like not somebody else's. Like I can't do a lot of other things, but it's like, what can I do uniquely in a way that is like just me, that feels like it's maximizing the gifts that I've been given and the blessings that I've been given, and the divine protection that is literally, it's a miracle that I'm alive. So every day feels like another miracle. And then what do I do with that? And that's like my goals is like to remain open to whatever like forces and divine, encourages me to do, and then to go there. And even when it's hard and scary, and even when I say, I don't want to change anymore, please let me stay like this forever, then, if 3 months from now I get hit with something, it's like, you're going to have to adapt. So the goals are really remaining flexible to like continue to grow to whatever it is that I'm capable of, like in this body, in this time frame.
I think that's your superpower. Yeah, like that. No, it really is like your ability to see things from different angles, and not just to see it in the sense of like, oh, I see you from this angle and that angle. It's more of like, I appreciate all of you, right? In the sense of saying, I always tell people, it's like, you can't accept a person if you don't accept the good and the bad, because that's the only way that you can help them to become aligned with who they are. It's like we all go through things that we feel as if though, okay, I've been through these things, but now I feel as if though people judge me for the things I had to overcome and the person I evolved into. Do
you feel that way?
No, not me, but I'm saying like, I have felt that way too. Because actually from a lot of people. But I think that's the thing, as far as like most people, when they go through their own evolution, that's where you kind of come in. Like someone like you, where it's like you help them to align with both sides of who they are, where before they were criticized and judged for the whole entire time.
Yeah, and the thing about it is like integrating yourself into all the schools of you and all the things that you've come through, because there can be these breaks of like trauma, like I was molested, I was sexually assaulted, and now I have shame. And even though I didn't really have any control in that situation, and I shouldn't feel embarrassed or ashamed, but that's what people want me to feel, and that's what people are telling me to keep it a secret or whatever that looks like. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of like the best healing that I've seen and worked with is like people desire to forget that it ever happened. People might go to substances or other addictions to forget that anything bad, whatever that bad thing is, that it ever even happened. And I used to ask my therapist, can you just like burn it out of my brain where it's not with me anymore? It happened, it's the past, it's not there. And he was like, no, we can't do that. So then you have to like face it soberly. And when you can really heal, it's like, that it happened, but it's like it happened to someone else. It's like if someone else told you that it happened to them, it sucks and you feel bad, but you don't physically carry that weight in your body on a daily basis. And you don't like physically carry that shame, that guilt, or that embarrassment if that's what you felt about something, terrible that happened to you.
I told, I did a segment on this, but it was talking about how the things that we go through allows for us to connect with other people. And so sometimes we might go through the healing process of it. But what we don't realize is that in that healing process is like, you also have to keep in mind what allows you to connect to the people that you want to heal. And so if they can't, because people identify with each other's pain. Like, if I've been through something you've been through, then I'm going to be like, okay, she gets it. Because I know, because I can hear it in her voice or how she looks, or the fact she hasn't said anything yet. Like, she's really listening. Like, you get it. And most people don't take that time. They just don't, because they've run away from what they had to overcome, instead of saying, you know what, this is the thing that allows me to be who I am, but allows me to also heal. Because it's like, you turned the thing that was painful, miserable, hurtful, and you turned it into the thing that allows for someone else to heal in the process. And that's a powerful thing to be able to hold on to, because you're able to hold on to turmoil. You're able to hold on to trauma. You're also able to use it as an identifier, so that way you can connect with you and you can guide them through it.
Right.
You know, so it's like, everyone's not where you are at now as far as the healing part of it. So they have to connect with the part of you that holds that. That's how that's the reason. That's what makes you a healer. That's what makes you good at what you do.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the status quo. What you just described is like, the big one I think is like veteran populations or first responders. They have to hold so much, and it's really difficult for those that are in partnership or families to even express what it is that they're presently holding, if they're active or they've retired or they're out, that they're still holding. And it's like, there's so much programming, not just for those purposes, it's a lot culturally ingrained in their teaching. But in, like, I think it's very status quo to say like run from it, like run as fast as you can and never speak of it again. And if you never speak of it again, and if you pretty much deny that it ever happened to anyone that ever gets close to asking you, that's the safest that you'll ever be. And that's the status quo that I see. And I think it's so harmful, and it really like breaks my heart. And even when you were talking just a moment ago, I was like almost brought to tears, because it just, it keeps people in so much suffering, and it just, it really breaks my heart, but it keeps me going.
Yeah. Cause now you can, you let them know that, you know, cause I'm a firm believer that we are a reflection of who we are, who we were, and who we're going to be, right? And when we meet people. And so sometimes when you're meeting someone, you know, you're meeting yourself over again.
Yes.
And when you meet yourself over again, this is the, you know how like you do the angles with the pictures and everything? You're seeing yourself from another angle. And when you're seeing yourself from another angle, it allows for you to heal that part of you. Because the thing about a journey is that you're not going to heal every part of yourself. But through healing other people and help guide other people, it allows you to heal different parts of you along the way. So that way you can reach a place of actual peace. And so that's the process. That's the reason why it's like, you're able to sit with people and say, okay, what can I give you? What can you give me? To be able to do that, that right there, that's healing to me. I'm a firm believer of that, 1,000%. Because that allows for someone to be able to sit in that space. That takes a lot of strength to be able to do. So I really admire you for that, seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So if you had a inspirational quote, something to help people that were or who are like you, to help them to keep going in life, what would you say to them?
Yeah, so it's one of the quotes I have over on my bookshelf, and it's
by Joy.
Yeah, I have quotes like all over, like yours. The newest ones get added underneath the monitor. Like I have 3 of yours like there, but I have like the stable like ones that, you know, are like not permanent, but they're like, I still need them. some others on the floor and everything. But yeah, so it's by Julia Cameron, who wrote a book called The Artist's Way. And it's, have you heard of it?
The Artist's Way. It sounds familiar. I've heard of it, but I haven't
it just had its 30-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And it was like something in the 90s. And a lot of like art programs assign it. Let me show you
Yeah.
This is what it looks like.
That looks familiar. I've seen that somewhere.
A lot of people know, because, like musically, like in a lot of mediums, like people encourage this. And so it's The Artist's Way, a spiritual path to higher creativity. And so there's like daily protocols, things you can look through. There's a lot of great quotes on art. Mm-hmm. But the quote that I really like, and to your question of like, for people like me, this is the quote. And it says that your own healing is the greatest message of hope for others.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. That's tough.
What do you think about it? With what you do?
It's true. It's true. Because, I think that, I tell people that I practice what I preach, right? So it's like, I'm one of those people where it's like, well, how do you know what you do works? And it's like, because I am an example that it does. Mm-hmm. Like, from going through struggling with depression, anxiety, like trauma, like I've had to go through a lot. But in that process, I've also grew into another version of me. And this version of me is like, it allows for me to be both sides of me. It doesn't allow for me to be one or the other. It's like, and I think that's the part of that I help people to go through. It's like, you can go through your transformation. Like,
yeah, it's scary.
It's scary. It is scary.
It's many deaths to get to where you'll ultimately be if you're lucky enough to do so.
Yeah, but it's also like you have to embrace your identity, not the identity that was given to you, because everyone will tell you, this is who you are. This is your name. This is who you are. This is what you believe, and this is what you're going to do with your life. And so in your mind, as you start living and going through life and going through ups and downs and going through these, transformations along the way, you start to realize this isn't me. It's like, maybe it was, and you try to hold on to that version of you for so long because you don't want to lose the relationship you have with the people you love. But at the same time, you actually have to ask yourself, you should love yourself more because this is your life. You get it back. No matter how much you would want to make everyone else feel better about your decisions, you have to live with them, And so the real question is that if people really love you, they'll love you either way, whether you do this or do that, because they love you. They love you and all of your actual full growth and evolution. They love you. Mm-hmm. Like, I accept you. And so I think that's the part where for people, it's a process.
Yeah, definitely.
We all go through, So lastly, how can people find you? Right? If they were like, she seems really nice. I like her. I would like for her to hold my hand.
I don't know what I see. I don't.
She's my hand holding
guy.
That's
what I portray. I'm like, kind of in your face, but yeah, maybe she seems really nice. So.
Be like, oh, this is the military. I didn't think this was good. Wake up! It's like, whoa, wow.
Yeah, so my business is Invocation Healing Arts, and so that encompasses art, writing, and the retreats as a business. So my website is invocationhealingarts.com. There you can find like original paintings, prints that you can shop, art that you can appreciate, and and there's also a lot of information about the retreats that I do. So I serve individuals, couples, or like mother-daughter, like 2 people at a time, and then I also have some really small intimate group retreats in the mountains next year, kind of planned around different meteor showers and different populations like mothers, neurodivergent, women who've come out of abuse and first responders. So they're like really specific niche. And there's information for all that on my website. And then I also have 2 Instagram accounts for the work that I do. So at Invocation Retreats is the retreat offering, and you can always, reach out, DM me there, or through my like kind of all-encompassing Instagram, which is at Invocation Healing Arts.
Sweet. We'll leave the links below so you guys can check that out. Patricia, I mean, man. Listen, you're amazing in what you do, and I think that you're a lot stronger than what you know.
Oh, I know I'm strong.
Like
there's more in us. There's so much more.
So much more. Like, it's so much more, man. Let me tell you.
Oh, it's literally infinite,
Yeah. And it's gonna, you're going to, not the people that you've helped thus far, but it's the message behind what you're doing, and the meaning, and your vulnerability, and your transparency. That takes a lot to sit with, and to be able to do that, and to say, hey, I'm vulnerable, I'm in pain, I'm going through things, I'm working through things, but hey, you know what? I'm going to lift you up as well. Mm-hmm. It's like, wow. Just can we say well?
Yeah.
Say well. Come on, give me a well.
Whoa.
Well, just okay. I got a well.
No, really, whoa. Like, this world is crazy.
Whoa. Like, really?
And you can basically do whatever you want out here.
Yeah.
For good or for bad.
Yes, that's amazing. I have no more words.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being on the show. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate being able to spend time with you. And not only that, but to see your artwork and see how you turn people upside down.
Yeah, definitely. We're having a great time out. New Mexico is such a healing place, and you're welcome anytime.
No worries. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.